All right, as we're about to meet the women for the 100 final, keep this in mind. US women haven't won a medal at World Championships in this event since 2017 when the late Tori Bowie won her world title. This has been a long time coming for the 23-year-old Sha'Carri Richardson.
She has to start better than she started in the semifinal. Look, like an NFL defensive back, you have to have a short memory in this business. Okay, the semifinal didn't go well. You are capable of winning this race. She has to believe it, and then she has to not commit any unforced errors.
Also having to wait on time, Poland's Ewa Swoboda.
An indoor specialist no more. She has made the finals at Worlds. Think of the emotion. She didn't think she had made the final. She had been dismissed from the queue room and then told later, hey, you have the same time as the last qualifier. We're letting you in the race. We'll run 9.
What a moment this is. The second of 3 US women. And at just 20 years of age, this is Tamari Davis.
I think you're looking at the future of American sprinting. Because at just 20, to not just make the team, but come here with a chance to be on the podium, and you're just 20, that's impressive. Tamari Davis will start in lane 8.
When we watch them line up, this sprinting superstar will be on the inside lanes. It's Team Great Britain's Dina Asher-Smith.
She knows what it's like to medal in this race. She has a silver from Doha. She was 4th last year, but she's going to have a season's best to even contend.
And they are all going to have to contend with Marie-Josée Tillou of the Ivory Coast.
She has not lost a final at 100 meters this year. She has a silver behind Tori Bowie's gold in 2017. She would love nothing better than to have the Ivory Coast celebrating her tomorrow as world champ.
What a gritty and determined semi-final performance it was for the third and final US woman in this final, 28-year-old Brittany Brown.
Known before as a 200-meter specialist, those days may be over. If she can get a medal here, she has really been impressing me throughout the rounds.
What a season it has been for an NCAA standout, and now a name on the world scene from St. Lucia. This is Julian Alfred.
She is the first athlete from St. Lucia to make a final in a running event at the World Championships. And like Tillou, Julian Alfred has not lost a 100-meter final in 2023. Here's the favorite.
The smile says it all. The walk says it all. On top of the world, Jamaica's Sha'Carri Jackson.
The last person out of the tunnel last night was Noah Lyles. He won. The last person out of the tunnel tonight is Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
That's the roar for a legend. 36-year-old Mummy Rocket, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, going for her 3rd consecutive World 100 title.
And she has to be savoring this because this is likely her last appearance at Worlds. If she gets the start she got in her heat, I think she could win the whole thing and upset Sha'Carri Jackson. If she gets the start she had in the semifinal, her task becomes a lot tougher to win that 3rd consecutive world title.
She is going for her 6th 100 world title, her 3rd in a row.
The Jamaicans swept this event last year in Eugene. Dina Asher-Smith was 4th.
Richardson.
2 of those Jamaicans, the top 2 on the podium, Fraser-Pryce, the world champion, and Jackson, are back. Does anybody else from the rest of the world have an answer for what the Jamaican women have done to this event at Worlds?
On the far left of your screen is Sha'Carri Richardson in her first world final. She has to get a better start than what she got in the semi.
She's got to have a much better start, because at least then she gives herself a chance. This is a world championship final. You're not going to run down people if you give them too much of a lead.
The 2 Jamaicans in the middle, Sha'Carri Jackson, and then Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Julian Alfred on their outside. Blue top, black bottoms.
Set.
Women's 100 world final. The Jamaicans get out well. It's Sha'Carri Jackson, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Tillou. Here comes Sha'Carri She had to come from behind in the semi, but when it counted, she has done it. Sha'Carri Richardson has stunned the sprinting world and is a world champion.
That's a world championship record, a personal best, but short memory, Lee. After a bad semifinal, she recovered and ran the race necessary to upset the Jamaicans and wrest the world title back from Jamaica. It's back in United States hands for the first time since 2017.
That was the race of Sha'Carri's life, and she delivered. The United States sweep the 100-meter finals. Noah Lyles in the men's, Sha'Carri in the women's.
That was something. From the outside lane, she had to overcome 40 years of history. There's never been a man or a woman to make a final on time and then win the world title in the 100 meters. That's what Sha'Carri Richardson just did.
She's stunned. She's shocked. She can't believe it. Maybe the semi is taking her down that path, but now it's starting to set in.
There are fans of Sha'Carri Richardson that have been waiting on this moment for 4 years, but she has delivered for them this evening in Hungary.
Remember what she did and what she said at the US National Championships. She took a hairpiece off, a wig, and threw it behind her. She said, that's the past. I'm different now. And you watch on this outside lane.
She had a much better reaction to the gun and acceleration than she did in the semifinal. So that put her close. And then when the Jamaicans started to lean for the line, Sha'Carri had already had enough momentum where she was going to catch them before the line. So a championship record, a personal best. Sha'Carri just became one of the fastest women ever.
Watch Shericka Jackson. She looks across. She couldn't believe it. Watch Jackson at the head of the field there. She looks over here and says, oh boy, somebody else was ahead of me.
Shades of 1976 in the Olympic 100-meter men's final. Hazley Crawford on the outside upsets Donald Quarry of Jamaica in the 100. This looked a lot like that. This is such an amazing race, and it's made even better by the fact that she did it from the outside lane.
And there is the realization that she is the best in the world. Sha'Carri Richardson, world champion.
That has to feel good.
This has been a long and at times problematic road, and she has risen above all of the challenges. Look at that championship record to go along with a championship title.
This is Sha'Carri's first time being on the world stage. She has a subpar semifinal, scrapes into the final, gets lane 8, and responds like that. She's here to stay. Excuse me, lane 9. She's on the outside.
Team USA are going to Paris 2024 with the men's and women's 100-meter world champions.
Wow.
If you're one of those ones who've been asking, how's the US doing now? They're doing just good. They're doing just fine.
They're doing just fine at these championships. These two used to train together, so they are celebrating. But this has to be a bit of a shock for Shericka Jackson. I don't think she came into this race thinking that somebody on the far outside would beat her, but that's exactly what Sha'Carri Richardson accomplished.
There were moments of shock, surprise, not disbelief, but just like, I really just did that. I really just did that. And now it's sinking in for Sha'Carri.
Well, it can't be a rivalry if only one side is winning. And the Jamaicans have been dominating this event for just about 6 years now. Guess what? The pendulum just swung right back to the United States.
Wonderful post-race scenes by the three best in the world.
There have been peaks and lots of valleys for Sha'Carri Richardson over the last 4 seasons. She turns pro in 2019, doesn't make the team. She wins the Olympic trials in 2021, and of course, with the cannabis positive, doesn't get to go to Tokyo. Last year, she does not get out of the first round at US Nationals. So what she did this year is not just overcome her recent history, she has completely changed the fortunes of the American women in this event now. And somewhere I have to think that Tori Bowie is loving this.
The last world